Yeah.
Yeah, welcome to the LavaSlug Podcast with your hosts with the mosts,
Couple most.
Mike and Kale.
That's fucking right.
Fucking what is on the agenda today, Kale?
I think we talked about pitching TV shows.
Pitching TV shows. Oh, yeah, that's right. We're going to pitch TV shows. What's your idea? What are you trying to do?
I don't know. I've always liked the concept of, like, if you've seen we were watching that TV show Alone earlier. I've always liked the idea of doing, like, a two-person concept to that.
It's like, well, they're not fucking.
Well, I mean, there could be some serious fucking.
Some fucking two dudes fucking.
But predominantly no fucking.
Oh.
But just surviving in the wilderness.
But, okay, yeah. Surviving in the wilderness, but no sex. No gay sex.
I mean, in my squad, no. We're not plugging holes.
I feel like we're not going to win any sort of, like, pitch meeting if there's not gay sex somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, with the media outlets now just kind of suckling on that teat.
The gay teat.
Yeah, you got to have some homoerotic tendencies in your show.
Yeah, you have to be homoerotic. Why? Do you have a problem with that, Kale?
No, I
You
just
homophobe?
don't like fucking dudes.
Are you transphobic?
That's a loaded question.
Out of nowhere, a tranny comes out, pops you in the lip.
Can I hit him? Her?
Well, depends on what. If you transition to female, then no.
Then no.
But if it's a girl that's transitioned to a boy, then you can pop them.
See, that's fucked.
Mm-hmm.
How do I navigate that?
Yeah. Well, if you don't know,
I mean, if you transition from male to female, I still feel like you should be allowed to get popped in the mouth.
if you don't know, that means you're transphobic, and you're part of the problem.
I mean, what if I don't know?
Mm-hmm.
If I don't know if they're...
You're supposed to automatically know what their pronouns are.
Yeah, but then you get yelled at for assuming.
Well, yeah, because that's transphobic. Do you drink Bud Light?
No.
Transphobe.
See?
Sorry, man. You're canceled already.
This
We're not
is
going to win this
why-
pitch meeting if you're a transphobe.
Yeah, they're just going to notice off rip. Just take one look at me and be like, yeah, but you definitely... That's what this whole goddamn society's become. Is these fucking identity politics.
Yeah, bunch of snowflakes out there.
Suckling on the fucking teat.
Yeah. I'm a very weak male, I would like to say, or I think I am. But even I have a little bit extra. I'm not as much of a pushover. Like, I'll force people to accept me for who I am.
100%.
Right? Or you're a mic phobe. Are you a mic phobe?
Oh, you don't like me?
Yeah, you don't like me? So you're a mic phobe. What if I popped out of the bush and popped you right in the lip?
Like, I had this conversation before about this shit where, like, I don't give a fuck who you identify as or what the fuck you want to do with your life. But I don't have to celebrate you. I don't.
Yeah, what have you done?
I can't stand loud and flamboyant people of any ilk. It doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, black, white, whatever you are. If you're loud and over the fucking top, I hate you already. Die.
Yeah.
I don't like you.
Anybody that's proud. I'm always like, why are you so proud?
The Proud Boys, the white dudes that are... I hate them.
Well,
I don't
anybody
like
that's
them.
like, yeah, them too. But like...
But it's the same for everyone,
If you're loud...
If you're a straight white dude and you're flamboyant about how much money you have and how much pussy you get in your car and
if you drive a Harley.
Yeah.
Fucking loud as fuck.
Loud as fuck for no goddamn reason. I don't like you. So it's not just them. It's everyone.
Anybody that's loud and flamboyant.
Just
and
shut the fuck up. No one cares about you enough to give a shit what you have to say.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your fucking opinion to yourself and just live a normal fucking existence.
People who drive fucking Hondas with no exhaust.
Yeah, no one has to accept you for who you are. No one owes you shit in this fucking world. Accept it, move on, stop being a fucking victim.
Yeah, because I feel like you're hiding something if you're so out there with something that you're bravado, you're fucking,
Yeah,
you've got your
you have to
chest pumped out.
overcompensate by yelling and screaming,
Yeah.
and like, I'm all for the pride parades too. I've been to a few of them in Indianapolis.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about the parades and whatnot.
What I have a fucking big issue with is all the public fucking nudity in front of children.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked. They're kids. They don't need that shit.
Like, that's fucking trashy. I don't give a fuck who you are. That's trashy as shit. It's a fucking crime. If I were walking down the street and just flashing my fucking
Ding
shit
dong.
to kids,
Mm-hmm. Well, if you were
but it's
transitioning.
during the parade, so it's fine. No, the fuck it's not, man.
Mhm.
It's not acceptable on any degree from anyone.
If one type of human can't do it, or else it's a crime, but another group can, then that shouldn't be allowed. There's a blanket equality.
Yeah.
If I can't whip my dick around at a parade,
I don't
then-
want to. First of all, I think it's absolutely deplorable. You have no fucking moral compass. You have no sense of dignity or pride.
Yeah, I don't want to look at my own dick, let alone somebody else's.
Like, it's not pride in yourself by just exposing yourself to the masses.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a sense of modesty goes a fucking long way.
I want a shame parade.
Or would you shame everybody?
That'd just be a shame parade. Everybody would be dressed normal, just walking. They might be dicking around their phones or
that's
something.
the usual morning commute for
Yeah.
most people.
Yeah, but
It's
the
just, we
shame
just
parade.
look at each other like, yep, I hate
Nobody
my fucking
talks. There's
life,
no
too.
music. There's an unbelievable silence. You know,
Just awkward as
just
fuck.
very awkward shame parade,
But yeah, man.
shame day parade.
Fucking, I can't stand that shit, man. Loud, boisterous, over the fucking top people that just got to pump their chest about whatever the fuck they think they're right about.
Yeah,
Same thing with religious people.
yeah.
I can't stand that shit. You're telling me out of 3,000 fucking gods, you're the only cocksucker that he's been talking to?
Mm-hmm.
Get the fuck out of here, man. I'm kind of on a rant right now.
He's on a rant. He's just out of nowhere got on this
I-
fucking rant about all this shit, and I was just talking about pilots. You know, we're trying to pitch these.
Ah, dude.
I was gonna have a pirate themed survival, kind of like Alone.
You
but-
were a fucking studio executive grilling me on my stance on being a transphobe.
Unlike you, I'm not a transphobe.
And you wouldn't take my idea seriously, so I had to fucking come at you.
I'm not a transphobe.
I'm not a transphobe.
They don't haunt my
I
dreams.
support everybody's
my nightmares.
right to do whatever the fuck they want. I just don't need to fucking hear about everything you do. You're making it my business by constantly shoving this shit in my face. I
Yeah, it's
didn't want
fucking
anything
annoying.
to do with it. It's not my reality. My reality is what I directly control.
Who you are and what your business is isn't my business.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
I don't really give a shit.
Tell me
yeah.
what the fuck to call you, and I'll call you that.
Yeah.
And that's the end of our goddamn
about a name?
conversation. Yeah. What happened to names?
Yeah, what happened to those?
Why can't I call you by your fucking name?
Mhm.
Why is that shit?
And you get the whole thing where it's like, well, it's not that hard to remember our pronouns. There's a new
You know what else
pronoun every
isn't
fucking day.
hard? To remember the goddamn fucking name you were given at birth.
Yeah, or whatever name you want.
You
can
pick
change
a
your
goddamn name. Yeah, I'll call you.
Something.
I'll call you Ice Cube.
That's why I call everybody buddy or bro
Like they're
or what's up.
Yeah,
I don't really.
like dude is the most neutral word to me.
Yeah, bro, dude, but that's very masculine.
Well,
What's
bro's a little more.
bro is yeah, but dude is a
but
man.
Dude, I've always equated it with both, man. Because we grew up in Indiana. There were a shit ton of tomboys. That's another thing. Tomboys aren't a thing anymore.
Oh
you-
yeah, you're.
You never hear of a
transitioning.
tomboy anymore.
Mhm.
They are just, they're automatically trans.
Mhm.
Like it's not. I had girls growing up that played on a football team
Yeah,
they weren't trans. They were just very fucking athletic and
and you could be. What happened to gay guys that just were very effeminate?
yeah.
Right? You could be. It's okay to be a man and dress in women's clothes.
Yeah,
it's fine.
man. What?
You don't have to be a woman to dress in women's clothes.
Yeah, you can be an effeminate dude.
Yeah, you can be a woman
Nothing
and
wrong
dress
with
in
it.
men's
Yeah,
clothes.
same thing.
Right? I feel like this entire trans movement is making that not okay.
Yeah.
If you're a man wearing women's clothes, that's not okay. You have to be transitioning.
Right. It's like frowned upon.
They're making it illegal.
I don't know, man. It's just a
Mm-hmm.
messy fucking social environment to be in right now, and
We need some rules.
that's the
For
thing, man.
once,
Like all
jeez.
of this stuff just throws out all rationale, all science, all reality,
Mhm.
and I hate to be that guy, but it's pushing. They're saying there's like 100 different fucking genders now.
Yeah.
Okay, you're opening up a lot of possibilities now, because now there've been these talks about the whole like age
Mhm.
one where like they identify.
You can
as
identify as a different age.
like no the fuck you
Mhm.
cannot. That 60-year-old man is not going to identify as a third grader.
You
and
don't
be
have a
anywhere
superpower.
near-
You can't change your gender. You can't change your
I'll
fucking
lose
age.
it, man. I will fucking go off the deep end if that stuff happens,
Mhm.
man. You start going after
I identify
kids.
as 65 so I can retire.
I identify as a fucking problem for anyone that targets children.
I identify as right here, right fucking now.
Right here, yeah. I'm saying, dude. You got beef, put it on the fucking table. Let's eat.
Let's eat.
But
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. But anyway, my pitch
your pitch.
was it's going to be a
Now that I'm
pirate
canceled for
themed.
being a transphobe.
Yeah, now that we're both canceled for being transphobe.
I'm
we
sorry.
got 3 views.
guys.
I feel like nobody's going to watch.
Who cares?
Who fucking gives a shit? Who gives a
Those
shit?
3 people probably think I'm the worst fucking human in the world now.
Yeah. I mean, you're not. You're a nice guy.
I think so.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
No problem. We all have struggles and whatnot and opinions. We should have an open dialogue about these things anyway. Because really, you get to the feeling. I feel like the trans community, not even really just the gay folks, it's just anybody who's transitioned. It's almost like a bully type situation where you're walking on eggshells to not offend them because there's going to be just this. You're not gonna get beaten up, but you're gonna get humiliated somehow.
I mean, I hired a few trans kids that worked for me in restaurants, and it creates a very delicate atmosphere, man. It really does. And
Yeah,
like,
you have to tiptoe.
I'm not knocking them. I mean, I'm sure it's just as troubling for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they have
Because,
their own sets of issues.
Yeah, they have to deal with discrimination and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but it is a real thing within the work environment that, I hired these kids, and it's different with adults, but these kids, one of them was a host who was 16 or 17, transitioning, and you know how kids are. They say cutthroat fucking shit.
Mm-hmm.
And, every 5 minutes, I'm getting a complaint from this kid that so-and-so said something in passing, like, it wasn't about, I can't remember their name.
It's probably best not to name names.
Well, I can't remember if it was boy or girl.
Oh,
And the name gave it away.
clarity. Yeah.
But anyway, people were talking not about this person, but just having conversations. It wasn't anything to do with person. And so I'm like, well, this stuff it's not punishable. They're not doing anything to you. They're
Mhm.
not talking about you. They're talking about a situation that they had gone through or whatever
Mm-hmm.
to each other. They weren't including you. They weren't, you know what I mean? It
Mhm.
didn't have anything to do with you. Why are you just tattling
Yeah.
on people for having conversations?
You've built this mountain out of a molehill,
And
where
so-
it's like everybody that says anything, you're already coming with that energy of
Yeah.
I'm going to be offended. So that's
Yeah.
how you approach everything.
And so it was that that sense of victimhood,
Mhm.
and I got a lot of complaints
Yeah.
from that one person every fucking shift. And I tried to be rational. I tried to be understanding
And accommodating. Yeah.
Yeah, man, to an extent, because I don't want these people to hate working. I don't want
Mhm.
them to hate the place they're in. I want them to feel safe. I want them to feel like this is a fun place to be. But I can't, like you said, I can't tiptoe around. I can't, make everyone coattail to your feelings and your
Yeah.
emotions. We're all adults here.
Yeah. I don't know what's going to offend you.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm not allowed to say.
And so it gets to a point where
It's
it's
weird.
like, okay, well, maybe a restaurant isn't the best place for you to work.
Because,
Yeah.
you're going to get
You-
even regular ass people or whatever
Yeah,
regular
man, I can
is
tell you right now,
get
every restaurant I've worked
fucking made
in,
fun of.
they're not clean, nice places to work. You get fucking written up and down verbally. I mean, just the cooks, the bussers, the dishwasher, the managers, the other servers, bartenders.
Yeah, it's a rough
customers.
environment.
It's not fun. It's not for the faint of heart either. You're gonna get called names you never even fucking imagined in languages you can't understand.
Nice.
You know. I've
Same
been
with
there,
construction.
You know, I've been there, done that with restaurants. So, you know, I always tell these kids when they start working in restaurants, I'm like, I'm just telling you, this is not going to be fun.
Yeah.
Built a lot of character, but you got to have some thick fucking skin.
So transphobic? What is it? What would make somebody transphobic?
I mean,
Like, it would be, in my mind, it'd be blatant
having a fear.
disregard.
Well, yeah, having a fear. Well, phobia is a fear.
Is a fear.
So, I mean, in that regard, it would be fearful of whatever that comes with being a transgender.
Yeah, like you would avoid those types of people because you're
Yeah.
afraid, or would you go out of your way, like a transphobe would go out of their way to
I feel like
hurt
those
those people?
A more malicious. You know, it's almost like like bigot.
Mm-hmm.
That would be synonymous with bigot. Like you
Yeah.
actively go out of your way to make these people's lives harder.
Mm-hmm.
You know that
That'd
would
be
a bigot.
transphobic. I imagine it's the phobia part isn't really a fear. It's more of like a lack of knowledge creates fear instead of you just not. Some people, really good-hearted people, are put together in the transphobic category purely because they're curious and they want to know more. Like if I were to ask a question, it may seem offensive.
But I'm trying to have a better understanding.
Somebody needs to tell me because nobody talks to me about these things.
Because to a lot of people, it's very confusing and it's hard to keep up with.
You're supposed to just know.
Yeah, and it's not something, you know, for me, for example, I grew up in a very conservative, God-fearing home. And so, you know, this wasn't something that I was ever introduced to. My parents, you know what I mean? I was a very sheltered kid, you know? And so...
With beautiful hair.
I did have gorgeous golden locks.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, when it started happening, I had friends, you know, that I watched transition and gone through this stuff, you know, and I've asked questions, and they were very understanding.
Yeah, I have lots of trans
So
friends.
It's not like I haven't been introduced to it.
Mm-hmm.
It just happened later in life, so it was like a new reality. You know what I mean? But
it's very different. You
yeah.
kind of educate yourself.
And like I said, I'm not living that reality, so I don't have to, you know what I mean? I don't have to get it. I just have to respect that that's the reality they're living. That's what they want to do. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm in control of my reality, how I perceive the world.
You do what you want to do.
Exactly.
They do what they want to do. Yeah. As long as everybody's getting along,
if
there isn't an issue.
If you're not hurting anyone, or you don't have, you know, hate behind your moves and everything,
yeah,
I got no qualms with you. Just love who you want, fuck who you want.
Yeah, do whatever.
Yeah, man, as long as you're not doing anything bad, I don't give a fuck what you do.
Yeah, I feel like we need to stop calling people transphobes because you're pulling them in with people that actually have malice.
Yeah, man.
There's a lot of good-hearted people that are...
There's a lot of people that just don't understand to the fullest, you know, because this is a new thing. Yeah. I mean, it's not new in the sense that these people have never existed. It's new as in the language of it. Because now, you know,
it's ever evolving.
The non-binary and binary and the 102 different genders.
It's ever evolving.
It's a lot to take in.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, for those of you in that community, be patient. You know, for those of you not in that community, also be patient.
Also be patient, yeah.
You know, we're all trying to understand this the best we can. You know, I think a lot of us have our exceptions because of athletics. You know,
Oh, that whole thing, yeah.
That's a tough one, man, because if you get into combat sports, as somebody who, you know, did jiu-jitsu and kickboxing, no. I cannot imagine a guy transitioning in, you know, let's say 135, 145 pounds.
And they need to have a trans league.
Why not?
Men, women,
Yeah.
and trans league.
You
Why not?
You could do a male to female league and a female to male league.
Yeah.
And
or whatever.
Yeah, people are like, well, they should be allowed to compete in the NBA or this, that.
Well, women don't compete in the men's leagues now.
Exactly. And so if you want to break that barrier, by all means, but the women wouldn't get employed anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They'd fizzle themselves out because
it's just not fair.
Yeah, I mean, look at Serena Williams. She played the 203rd ranked guy and got beat 6-1, 6-0.
We're built different.
I mean, it's not disparaging to women. Y'all are some fantastic athletes, but there's a difference between our anatomy and how we're built.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I cannot imagine watching an MMA fight. It's happened before, but I can't imagine watching that. A man just beating the fucking tar out of some helpless woman. Come on, man.
Yep. No, it's pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Anyway, so pirates.
It
wouldn't be like legit pirates. It'd be like Survivor, except you would have it would be a Survivor type thing, but you would be able to like grief people's bases and shit.
Okay, I'm interested.
I don't know if you'd be fighting each other as long as it didn't cause harm to the person. But like, say somebody just went and grabbed a bunch of fish or whatever, and I would run in and fucking steal the fish and shit. There might be a coin system for merchandising. Like you would have like coins, and at the end of it wouldn't be a vote off type of thing. It would be at the end of every week, you would have a ranking of coins because they would be scattered throughout the landscape, and people would collect them. Like, say I ran over to fucking your hut and I'm griefing it. You're out taking a shit or something, so I know I need to get in and fucking grab my shit. And I find your coins.
These coins periodically? Just
we would, as the production crew, we would just drop them in certain spots after everybody kind of split off, and obviously there would be. The people would build alliances and whatnot and split their coins evenly between the little communities.
Is there a limit?
Protect each other's bases and whatnot.
Is there a limit on how many coins there are? Like, is it like
there
50
would be a limit.
total?
I mean, there would be a limit every week, but at the end of the game, you would want to be the individual with the most coins. The coins would be our tally.
Does it save you from elimination? Like,
you need to have coins. Yeah, if you have 0 coins, you're gonna get eliminated. You're probably gonna get eliminated, right? Not ever. It'd be like one person a week.
What would
obviously? But it wouldn't be an elimination where everybody's voting. It's just like this guy's got no fucking coins. If you had like 5 people that had no fucking coins left,
they're all on the chopping block, and then
they're all kind of on the chopping block, and then there would be some sort of vote.
Would you have those 5 vote on who they think is the weakest?
Oh, of the people, yeah, they'd probably be a challenge at that point. They would have to complete something.
And the last 2.
Yeah. But it'd be like a Survivor-esque type of thing.
I like it.
There wouldn't be any voting, but you would grief people's bases and whatnot. You're very individualistic, but like I said, people would build alliances, and those alliances, they would share resources and protect each other. Hey, can you protect my shit while I leave? But then obviously at some point that would break down. And then it would
100%.
it'd be whoever had the most. There wouldn't be, obviously there would be fighting, but we wouldn't condone any fighting going on. People who hurt each other or trying to steal their coins.
You just have people out there snapping necks.
Yeah, that'd be a different show. That'd be like we'd have up and coming UFC fighters or something.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That'd be on.
Instead of being locked in a house, they're out on a fucking deserted island.
They're out on an island. They're just fighting it off. Like there'd be coins and shit. Like UFC edition. So we'd have 2.
We introduced pterodactyls back into the ecosystem.
Yeah, velociraptors with feathers and shit. It'd be great.
Velociraptors with AKs.
Ooh, with the UFC fighters. No, they would just have boxing gloves.
He's like, no, the AKs are way too fucking much.
For the velociraptor.
Get the fuck out of here, Kale.
Well, they wouldn't even know
how to fire them. We already have pterodactyls and
we're already over
raptors.
budget. After all this fucking gene sequencing, you think we're going to have money for AKs? Psh, no. It'll be what it is.
Sorry.
But yeah, so we're going to try and pitch these ideas to a production company and then figure that shit out. Because we're going to have to figure out how much this stuff's going to cost, too. When you go to the pitch meeting...
like $20.
I think $25 to $30 is well within our range.
Oh, 100%.
A pack of Marlboro Reds.
If somebody wants to send us 25, maybe $30,
$30 fucking dollars. I think we can get the
make
full
a movie.
production.
Or a TV show.
Yeah, or create TV. We'll invent TV.
I was watching a video about time travel the other day about that. Like,
sick.
If you were to go back in time, and let's say you go back 100 years from today,
Mm-hmm.
so you're in the 20s, what are you going to reinvent to make you a millionaire?
Ooh, I'd probably see a lot of these big inventions now took a long time to fester.
So that's what the video was talking about was, everybody has this grand idea to go back and reinvent Google or reinvent cell phones.
But Google was like dead for like 10 years before it hit.
Then it starts to connect. Like most people have no fucking idea how this stuff is made, what goes into it.
Most people don't know how things work now.
But that's what I'm saying. If anybody had a time traveler device, not just anybody could go back and do that.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean?
You would still not have the gumption to do it.
Right.
I would try and go back and try and find, because oil didn't have value for the longest time, so it wouldn't be oil. I'd try to find like where somebody discovered a huge gold mine or something and get in on that.
I would not fuck with any of that. I would gamble. I would go and bet on the Super Bowl. I'd bet on boxing matches.
Oh, obviously. You could do that as well. That one's pretty easy.
Hammer all that away, put it in a safety deposit box in my name.
And let it appreciate. Like a Wells Fargo, because Wells Fargo's been around forever.
Or I could have my dad, meet my dad or something, or my mom back then. Be like, hey, you're going to have a son. This is for him, blah, blah, blah. Dip the fuck out.
Yeah.
Completely fuck up the timeline.
You would find a plot of land that's like empty right now and buy it, and then go back
I'd buy
and
all
find
of
and
Longboat
plot
Key.
all your. Oh yeah.
I'd go back 100 years, buy all of Longboat Key, tell everybody to fuck off, get the fuck off my island.
Well, there'd be nobody there a long time ago, right?
But I'd have it, and then when I come back to this time, bada boom, bada bing.
Probably invent an engine. Well, I would go grab my wealth first, and then I'd be inventing things that already exist, like a jet engine, internal combustion engine, electric motor, electricity. Because I know how to generate electricity.
Think about it. If you went back and did all
Find
of
magnets.
that, do you think that time travel would have gotten reinvented sooner?
I feel like there's time travelers here now.
What's that?
There'd probably be time travelers here right now.
But that's what I'm saying. So, let's say you leave in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
You go back to 1902. The changes you make are so dramatic that it speeds up the scientific process of building a time travel device so far that it's now 1996, your time, because time traveling has moved to that point.
Oh, so you would go back in time. So you would go back in time to improve the conditions of humanity as a whole.
Right.
So you'd make all these things.
But you would progress society so fucking far.
Like invent the microchip in 1800.
Right. So everything gets fucking moved back. So now, our generation right now,
we have flying
is in
cars and shit. We're flying to space normally.
Regularly. I'm going to Mars to get a cappuccino.
For the benefit of all humanity, not just your own personal gain.
Yeah.
Because if you're going back in time for your own personal gain, or own personal
gain.
gain,
But think about
you're no
that,
better
man.
than a
People don't really rationalize that. If you went back and you were able to change enough, you literally could start the Industrial Revolution
early,
50 years earlier, or the technological revolution of the 2000s, 50 years earlier. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, you could do that. Cause
you could make yourself not even born.
You have to isolate what major inventions started these things.
Right.
So like the lathe, like a metal lathe.
Yeah.
Was huge.
Huge.
You could make drive shafts.
The cotton gin.
Cotton gin, yeah. But, if you went back in time, I think you wouldn't go before the cotton gin. You would need it to where people could forge steel.
Well, true.
Right? so that you can build all these things like a CNC machine. You build,
No, I got you.
right? You can get you get most of the metals you can get.
So maybe
today.
just on the tail end of the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah, or maybe right in the middle of it, because then you could make a factory for capacitors and shit like that, and start
Dirt
making
cheap.
motors. Because there was motors back pretty long ago. Like electricity was known,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Edison style or fucking Benjamin Franklin with the kite and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So there was electricity was known then, but then Edison had somebody invent the light bulb for him or whatever. Piece of shit.
Another fucking cheat.
Yeah, it's not about what you know. It's about who you can make do the things you want.
And who you can steal from.
Yeah, just like the pirate show. But anyway, go fuck yourselves, everybody. Actually,
Get the fuck
sorry.
out.
Yeah, please subscribe to us because we're broke.
Yeah, dude, send us money
Send
and free beer.
And
Heineken.
blowjobs. This is the Lava Slug Podcast.
I'm fucking out of here, but I'll be back for blowjobs.
We'll be back for blow juice.